Hi, what's up people? This is SithFurion, and right now we're going to be jumping into episode 2, chapter 18 of season 3 of The Mandalorian, and quick kind of recap because I really want to get into this, man. So last time, Din is still on his quest to redeem himself for taking off his helmet. He has to go into the mines of Mandalore and bathe in the living water, I think it's called. And I think that's what we're going to get in this episode, as this episode is called The Mines of Mandalore. But he went to see Bo-Katan, and she's all like, no, there's no point. It's a waste of your time. You know, why even bother, kind of thing. Oh, and also, it looks like we might be getting IG-11 back. Din is off to try and find a part to try and save him and bring him back. A big part of me doesn't want him back, to be honest with you. Like, he was a great character, and it would be cool to have him back, but I feel like if you bring IG-11 back, it kind of diminishes his sacrifice at the end of season 2, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, well, him sacrificing himself meant nothing, you know, if you could just bring him back like that, you know. So a part of me doesn't want to bring him back. I'd rather get like a all new droid put into like the situation, like a new character or something. But they probably will bring back IG-11. But if they do, it's like, well, what are we going to get? Are we going to be getting a clean slate IG-11? Are we getting the reprogrammed IG-11? Or are we going to be getting the bounty hunter IG-11 like we saw in the last episode? It'll be probably like a clean slate. So it'll be like a weird like workaround. Like, yeah, IG sacrificed himself last season and that was crazy, but yet this is an all new IG-11. So it doesn't technically take away his sacrifice, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That would be the workaround, I bet you. But yeah, I'm just so eager to get into this, man. Okay, we're going to get into this. If you want to watch the full length, there's a link down below. Check the first post, it'll be pinned. But hopefully by the time you watch this on YouTube, I would have had this whole entire season filmed, all done, ready to go. Links will be all down below. But yeah, man, episode 2, season 3. Let's do this, man. Tatooine, yeah? Fireworks? Is it, oh god, what's it called? Something Eve. It's some like celebration or something on Tatooine. It's something Eve, I'm sure of it.
I gotta order the parts from the mid-rim. Let's say 2 months.
What the no?
All right, settle your snout. I'll put a rush on it. But you gotta give me half up front for parts. I should charge you more, considering now I gotta work Boom to Eve.
What?
There you go, Boom to Eve. I was trying to think of what is it called?
Right, let's get this thing back together again. Quickly!
Wow, they're running a scam.
Scram. Go strip another speeder. It's Boom to Eve. It's right.
Wow.
So, where's my guy? Huh? There he is! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Shit.
Woo! Who taught you how to leap like a lerman, huh? Was that his first word? I think he's talking to me. Did you hear that? He said Pelly.
I'm here on business. I need a droid part.
Oh, boring. Hey, get the Jawas back in here before they hit the cantina. You know how much Isley gets during Bunta Week.
I need a droid that's rated for spelunking.
Spelunking? Where do you spelunking?
I'm going to Mandalore. I need a droid that can explore ahead of me and test the atmosphere.
Oh shit.
This R5 astromech is built for adventure.
It's falling apart, and besides, I got no room for it on the N1.
Nonsense. R5D4 is as good as a day came back from serving in the rebellion. And I'll reinstall your droid port, and this little baby here can even co-pilot. And because it's Bunta, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you this for half the price and throw in a free oil bath.
Really? Okay, so we are going to be getting a new droid. Technically.
I wouldn't rely too much on this one. Its circuitry is a little fragile.
I thought you said it was built for adventure.
What? Sorry, I can't hear you!
A original trilogy character, technically.
looks scary, I know, but it was once green and beautiful back when the songs were written. Every Mandalorian can trace their roots back to this planet, and the Beskar mines deep within. And you know what? I've never been there either. I grew up there, Concordia. And that's Kalevala, where we visited Bo-Katan. A Mandalorian has to understand maps and know their way around. That way, you'll never be lost.
I like that, him teaching him. Yeah. I just had like a vision of him getting so close to land and having to pull up quick. But it looks like that the storm is just on the outer layer of like the atmosphere or something. I guess because of the...
Looks like the fusion bombs from the Purge
yeah, the bombs and all that shit.
From the surface, we won't be able to communicate with anyone out of atmosphere, so we have to be careful. Down here, we're completely cut off from the rest of the galaxy.
Wow.
R5, you ready? There wasn't a question.
Wow.
The droid will be fine. I just need him to take some readings to make sure it's safe.
I keep saying it about the show, but it looks so good. I love the volume, man. It's just... I know I've said it before, like watching this show, but it's really going to like revolutionize movies and shows and everything going into the future. Watch it disappear off the radar. Wow. What? So heavy. Like, I would say that the planet is livable then if they're like living there, but like you don't know if they're actually breathing air. That's cool. We don't even hear the splat. Just they're probably still falling. Jesus.
That's the Civic Center. This is where Bo-Katan said to go.
Jesus, that's cool. I wonder if they'll try and rebuild at some point. Knowing that like the planet isn't cursed now, like and because of how thick like the atmosphere is, like signals and stuff, it's the perfect hiding space really. Instead of hiding in like underground bunkers and stuff, go back to Mandalore, you know, rebuild. It's gonna be a helmet. What? What the hell? It had like an organic eye, so... What? Look at all the helmets. All that Beskar. That's what that robot's there, right? Or droid thing? Is it like resourcing materials? Definitely doesn't look Imperial, so... Definitely has some type of organic aspect to it. Kind of like a more screwed up version of General Grievous. So damn cute, let's be honest. My God. Grogu saving the day, doing his little hand thing. Oh.
Get to Bo-Katan.
Off in his little pod. Pod racing, right? All the talk about Bunker Eve earlier. Get out of my way! Move, bitch! Wow. That's cool, man. Guys just tapping the thing like, go here, go here.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear the last time. I want to be left alone. What happened to him?
Wow. Let's go, man. Her ship's cool as well, man. Okay, be careful. Last time I saw her flying through a planet with the bad atmosphere was in Battlestar. And it didn't end too good. If you've never seen Battlestar Galactica, you need to get on it, man. I really have to get on top of the Clone Wars, man. I've never really seen it. I've seen bits and pieces, like when my nephews was younger, and they used to have it on TV, but I've personally never really sat and watched it, ever. That and Rebels as well. I know certain characters and those certain things that have happened, like my friends have watched it and we've talked about it on like nights out and stuff. We will be doing it at some point, man. All of the Clone Wars, Rebels, everything, man.
I knew quite a few Jedi, you know. I don't know what they taught you about us, but there was a time we actually got along quite well. Fought, side by side. How good are you with the Force? You must be quite good at it if you got back to me all alone.
I like that. Just pushes it away like, okay, stay behind me, foundling. Wow, man. Without breaking a sweat.
They used to live in the surface wastelands beyond our cities. If they survived, I wonder what else might have too.
What was I saying earlier? Who knows what else have, like, or who else have like survived, and there could be other Mandalorians that are like scavenging and, you know, stuff on the planet. You never know. Oh.
Can you hear me? It's broken.
That is a little bit creepy, man, not gonna lie.
Can you move at all?
It's like the Thing or something, you know?
Behind you.
Oh, wow, okay. She swings it like it's nothing. I mean, it makes sense with like she used to, it used to be her weapon. I mean, technically, she could be the best one to teach Din how to use it.
What happened?
I saved your life.
How did you find me?
Your kid. He's tougher than he looks.
Thank you for rescuing me.
You should rest.
I'm not going with you.
What are you talking about?
I must continue to the mines of Mandalore so that I may be redeemed.
I honestly think that it's adorable that you actually believe these children's stories, but there's nothing magic about the waters.
Without the creed, what are we? What do we stand for? Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. The creed is how we survived.
I will take you.
To the living waters.
Yes. You'd never find them on your own.
Thank you.
Don't thank me until you see them.
It's hard to believe that this all was once filled with our kind.
It wasn't that long ago.
It must pain you to see it like this after witnessing its beauty.
What pains me is seeing our own kind fight one another time and time again, killing each other for reasons too confusing to explain. It made us weak. We had no hope to resist being smashed by the fist of the Empire. There. The entrance to the mines of Mandalore.
She seems like she's so like jaded and so like just deflated. Like there's no point. It's gone. Everything that we was is now gone.
I was part of the royal family. I took the creed and was showered with gifts, but the rituals were all just theater for our subjects. They loved watching the princess recite the Mandalorian tenets as her father looked on proudly. Such a heartwarming spectacle.
Maybe he was proud. Your father sounds like an interesting man.
He was a great man. He died defending Mandalore.
This is the way.
Yeah, while she seems so lost, Din is so like he's balls deep into the creed. Like it's his faith, it's his like religion, it's everything, you know. And she doesn't have that anymore.
These mines date back to the age of the first Mandalore. According to ancient folklore, the mines were once a mythosaur lair. Mandalore the Great is said to have tamed the mythical beast. It is from these legends that the skull signet was adopted and became the symbol of our planet. This is it.
She's even like a little bit cynical about it.
I swear on my name and the names of the ancestors that I shall walk the way of the Mandalore, and the words of the creed shall be forever forged in my heart.
What? Wow. Jet back on the water. But that look on her face there, man, it's almost like she's a little bit jealous of him. Because he's so like deep in it and she's just so jaded now, you know? No, I wouldn't say she's jealous. It's I don't know, like she wishes that she could believe again, if you will. I don't know. Did he just fall or did something pull him down? What? Is that... Was that a mythosaur? Because it looked it. What? Don't end. Oh! I had no idea we would get an actual mythosaur. Because it had the horns. And it looked giant as well. Okay, I've got a theory, man. The way that they're kind of setting this up. What, like, okay. Everything I was just saying about, like, Bo-Katan, how she seems so jaded and so, like she's lost her faith. She's lost her hope, if you will. Could this be the start of her redemption? if you will. Because like all the time we've ever seen her, she's always been very cynical. Like it's kids' fairy tales. It's bullshit basically. It don't mean anything anymore. It's all gone, and the way that they were is now gone. It's glass. It's nothing. And then in walks Din, who is so like, he lives and breathes the creed. You know, like this is it. You know, like the group that he's a part of, like she's even said that they were like a cult. They were like super into it. The whole thing about not taking off the helmet and everything, like they walk the way of the Mandalore. Like this is the way. This is the way it needs to be done. And I think that now that she's seen that, now that she saw the mythosaur in the living waters and like the legend is true, it's kind of like a spiritual awakening kind of thing. Like she saw like Jesus Christ or something, you know what I mean? Because now she knows that like the legends were true. And if the legends is true, then what else is true? You know, the way of the Mandalore, and this is the way that it needs to be done. I'm kind of thinking about it, and it's like, we might have to go back and watch like the recap, because like normally I skip recaps because I find that they're a bit foreshadowing of what's going to happen in that episode. And this time we actually watched it, and hold on, let me just go back and just, I'm sure that there was something said at the start.
The songs of eons past foretold of the mythosaur rising up to herald a new age of Mandalore.
Have you ever heard of...
Okay, a mythosaur rising up to spark a new age of the... Okay, if Din ends up riding this thing by the end of this show, because it was said like in what, the first episode, when he was learning how to ride one of the blurgs or whatever they were called, and oh God, what was his name? The guy said like your kind rode the great mythosaur, you know, because that's what I think this show is leading up to. It's leading up to the rebirth of the Mandalorian. And what I was saying about like the planet, the atmosphere is so like toxic and polluted and shit. No signals can come in and out. So if you can get through and then rebuild, it's like you're completely safe. Because everyone else would think, oh no, the planet's dead. You see what I'm saying? You could rebuild. Because I mean, like, they're scattered. The Mandalorian is scattered. Like they just said about how like they're scattered across the galaxy like stars. Right? You've got the group that is connected to the armorer and with Din and stuff, like we saw at the start of the first episode where they gave a helmet to the kid and stuff and they got attacked by the giant crocodile. There's that group, but then how many more are there scattered? You know, you've got the ones that Bo-Katan obviously knows and has connections to, because we saw in season 2. But are there others? Are there ones just scattered all across the galaxy doing their own thing? Like if word gets out that like Mandalorians are being called to come back because one of them has rode the great mythosaur, it's like, you know, I think this show is going to get to that point. It's going to end with the Mandalorians all coming back as one, you know. I can kind of see it happening, but then it's like, who's going to lead? Because, you know, Bo-Katan is going to want to lead. So is she going to become kind of a villain maybe? Or is she willing to step aside and let Din lead? Or does Din even want to lead? You know? I don't think he wants to be the ruler of the Mandalorian. And we saw it in the end of the Book of Boba Fett, where Din and that other guy, they had that battle because he wanted to like challenge him for the saber, and Din won. The other guy survived. It's not like it was a true battle to the death. So at some point, could Din and Bo-Katan fight and she wins? She ends up becoming leader. And because of her growth of losing Mandalore and losing her throne, she would have, I guess, like evolved and become a better leader, maybe. Because technically she bathed in the water as well. As long as she don't take off her helmet now. They both was in the water.
Bo-Katan Kryze was born of a mighty house, but they lost sight of the way. She once laid claim to rule Mandalore based purely on blood and the sword you now possess. Her rule ended in tragedy.
Right? She thought she could rule just on the basis of her bloodline. She never had to earn it. And maybe now she will earn it. You see what I'm saying? Because like shows, man, they always set stuff up, and I'm usually so good at figuring stuff out, or I can be completely wrong. I don't know, but I just get the feeling like this is where they're gonna go. They're gonna rebuild Mandalore and reunite everyone, and I can see either Bo-Katan becoming the leader of the Mandalore again, or she becomes a villain. She's like I need to rule. I need, you know. Don't know, man. But she looks so comfortable with that saber as well. So Din is probably the best one that he could learn from her. Wow, wow. Okay. Absolutely mental, man. I love it how Grogu as well. Like Grogu's becoming more of a active character instead of someone who is just there like Din's side and occasionally ever so often jumping in to help and doing his little, you know, little hand thing. But yeah, man. I really hope we get to see more of that. I really hope we get to see more of Grogu actively doing stuff. Then again, thinking about it, right, talking about like who could lead the Mandalorians, Bo-Katan or Din. What about Grogu? Grogu can use the Force. There was all the talk about like there was that one Jedi and Mandalorian combined, you know. Could that be like a new era going into the future? Grogu being the leader of the Mandalorians. I mean, crazier things have happened. Like they literally could do a new Star Wars show set 100, 200 years into the future. And Grogu could be all grown up. You know what I mean? And a Mandalorian and, you know, using the Force and... Now that would be crazy. Oh man. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up because I really want to get into episode 3, chapter 19. So if you want to watch all the full lengths, links are all down below. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, man. Give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SithFurion, and I'll catch you in the next one, man.